everybody like the new intro? So proud of myself. I promise it will get better. So, happy Wednesday. This has been a fun study, actually, on forgiveness. We're on day 3. And yesterday we talked about how it heals our body by forgiving, like what it is that it does for us when we forgive. The beeping noise you hear in the background is my African gray, Buddy. Buddy likes to hang out, so today Buddy is hanging out with us. So you'll hear Buddy chirping, making noises, and it's okay. We'll let Buddy make noises. So today we're talking about why is it so easy to hold a grudge? So being hurt by someone, particularly someone you love and trust, can cause anger, sadness, and confusion. If you dwell on harmful events or situations, grudges filled with resentment, vengeance, and hostility can take root. If you allow negative feelings to crowd your positive feelings, you might find yourself swallowed up by your own bitter and sense of injustice. Some people are naturally more forgiving than others, but even if you're a grudge holder, almost everyone can learn to forgive. Now, that's what the article said. I find it harder for some people. Some people can really hold on to those feelings of being a victim. And we're kind of programmed to feel that. So it's becoming a little more normal. Your younger community, the younger people, have more of a victim mentality because they've heard all about bullying their whole school career. They've heard all about injustice their whole school career. And we need to change those mindsets. We're not victims. We don't need to be pretending to be victims. We are in control. So the effects of having a grudge, for not forgiving, is being angry and bitterness into every relationship and new experience. So when you're angry, when you're bitter, it ruins all relationships. You may not feel that way, but it does. People will eventually stop wanting to talk with you. People will eventually stop hanging out with you or visiting you, calling you. They just don't want to, they don't want to hear the negative all the time. It's okay to vent to a friend. It's actually encouraged to vent every now and then. But if you get wrapped up in it and you're doing it for a long period of time, you need to work on yourself. You need to work on the forgiveness. You become so wrapped up in the wrong that you can't enjoy the present. Okay, so there again, if you're not enjoying your present moment, your children, your grandchildren, you're holding on to it way too long. You're giving it way too much power. You become depressed. Your brain just gets tired. It can't hold on to things like that. We can't force it to hold on to things like that. You start to feel that your life lacks meaning or purpose, and that you're at odds with your beliefs. That's a big one. That's a sad one because it's all self-created. Remember on Monday we talked about how by not forgiving the other person doesn't affect that person, and it doesn't. And you lose valuable connections, and we talked about this on the first one on you bring anger and bitterness into every relationship. It does. It loses value. Your friend loves you, and your friend will listen to you, and your friend will help you work through the process, I'm sure. Everybody has a friend that will do that. But the friend is not going to do that 24 hours a day, every day, including your spouse. And that is, some good reasons why you need to learn to just let it go. And, I talked earlier about this being a really big series. And doing 10-minute videos is not long enough to get through in the 7 days, because I plan on doing this whole series in 7 days. So we're going to increase our time, I think. get into some discussions. So we're going to go back to the series, and now we're going to move on, because now we already know how it is not beneficial to us to hold grudges and not forgive. So now, how do we reach a state of forgiveness? So forgiveness is a commitment to a personal process of change, to move from suffering to forgiveness. Okay, so that's on us. Okay, so again, forgiveness is a commitment to a personal process of change. So we choose to forgive. Whether or not we forgive someone is totally up to us as who we are and how we feel. So recognizing the value of forgiveness is how it can improve your life. Okay, so if you recognize it as it being I forgive you, because again, there's that I am upset with you, so only I can forgive you. It improves your life. Okay, so you can go on about your day. You can enjoy the fun moments, spend times with your children, your grandchildren, your pets. You're not so caught up in what you feel was you were wronged by. Okay, so identifying what needs healing and who needs to be forgiven and for what. Okay, sometimes it's not easy. You just feel like, in general, society has attacked you, and you don't really know who to forgive. This is where meditation is great. Prayer is great. If you sit with your thoughts for a minute and just kind of breathe into it and feel who needs to be forgiven and for what. I have a story on this. I working with many people, with many clients. You feel like you've been wronged when they question some things that are not correct in their thought process, and you think, man, I'm really angry at that person. And it kind of sets the stage for the day. Like, everybody that day makes you angry, and you don't really know. You're mad at the world, and you have to really stop and think, who made me angry that day? 9 times out of 10, it was you. You overslept. You didn't eat breakfast correctly. You didn't drink enough water. You didn't allow yourself enough time to get to an engagement. So look at yourself. Look deep. It may be you. And what are you forgiving yourself for? We're an important part of this process, so we've got to remember to forgive ourselves also. So acknowledge your emotions about the harm done to you and how they affect your behavior, and work to release them. Again, we just talked about that. The meditation is a great way to work to release the harm of the behavior. Look at yourself first before you look at the outside world. And then move away from your role as a victim and release the control and power the offending person or situation has put in your life. So step back. By letting go, you're no longer defining your life by how you've been hurt. You may even find compassion and understanding. So by stepping back and examining it in a third-person point of view, you might be able to say, that person was having a really bad day. The lady at the checkout line that cut in front of you, that snapped at you, probably had a toddler wailing in the car. She was exhausted. She was tired. She may have not had lunch or breakfast. And you just happened to be there. You're not a victim. You were just there at the time. And with these, you just smile, wish them the best, say a little prayer for them, and you just move on. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments. Tomorrow, we're going to be talking about what happens if you can't forgive someone. That, if you get stuck, we're going to try to work through that. Hope to help you with that. I love y'all. Mwah. Have a great day. Stay blessed.